is where the fun begins. This is where the fun begins. This is where the fun. This is where the fun. This is where the fun begins.
Who's the big guy with the muscles?
This is where the fun begins.
Who's the big guy with the muscles?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Toy Anxiety. It's Tuesday night. It's 9:30. Hear the vibrato?
Did you just sing that? Like,
Toy Anxiety.
Wait, he does that every week.
I do it a lot.
That's like that is one of Craig's.
Not that good.
That is one of. Well, we didn't say it was good. I'm just saying that's one of Craig's ticks. He will sing
Ticks.
something every episode. Yeah,
I'm singing tonight.
this actually sounded like good though, so I was like wondering if he's been practicing.
No, it didn't. You're in Canada.
It's AI. You know what AI stands for? Already inebriated on life, because it's Ryan
I was
Dole's
gonna say all
birthday.
internal.
Yeah.
but no, I guess not.
What'd you say?
I was gonna say it was all internal, but I guess
It
not.
was all internal.
Okay.
Happy birthday, Ryan Dole. One day removed. Today is all about you.
No, it's over. It's not. That was yesterday. If you wanted to be all part of the Ryan Dole celebration, you just had to be around yesterday and celebrate by yourself, because I'm celebrating somebody else today.
Oh, we got some news today. We're gonna get to it in just a moment. Hey, Ryan, did you partake last evening like you said you would? Did you see what happened to Han Solo? Was he stuck in the carbonite by the end?
Yeah, but I don't know how it ends yet because I haven't watched Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
you're in.
So
for
no
it.
spoilers, anybody. I don't know. So I'm staying off
Um,
the internet until I see Return of the Jedi.
Well, listen, everybody. We had a big news day today. Huge Star Wars stream at Hasbro Pulse. Major TVC reveals, including one really special one that has been. I don't want to. That hasn't been teased. It's been avoided and ignored, to the chagrin of an entire toy collecting community. And finally, today, justice was served. I would like to think it was partially because of Ryan Dole and his T-shirt and his willingness to have a birthday and let other people have good things happen to them too. But I didn't think it would be appropriate to have tonight's episode without the man of the hour himself. And I'm not talking about Ryan Dole anymore. I'm talking about our guest this evening, returning to
No.
Toy Anxiety.
It's not my day.
It's not your day anymore. Ryan's birthday is officially over in 3, 2, 1. Here he is, joining us, Paul Sung-Young, the
What's up,
action
everyone?
figure of the year, Jeffries 2025. We're just announcing it now.
The Asajj Ventress,
Congratulations.
3.75 scale.
Yes.
Yeah, and her girthy sabers.
There you go.
Paul, I did notice in the stream today you said, I thought this was, I don't know, you tell me if this was a nod to Mr. Dole when you said how important and exciting it was for you to have a figure in the legacy scale.
Was.
I love that. I love
It
that because
was.
I was like, that's not approved Lucasfilm Hasbro language. Yeah.
I'm surprised they kept it in, actually, because
Yeah. Well, I'm sure the interview was they cut it down to 3-4 minutes or whatever, but I'm sure it went.
Did you do like multiple takes where it was like, this is in legacy scale, this is in the only scale that matters, this is in the scale that I personally collect, this is the only scale that should exist, I don't know why the other one does. Like, that's
No.
what I'm assuming happened.
no,
They just-
no.
Like,
Did not. Just sort of slipped it in at the end.
I liked it. It was really cool.
it's appreciated.
Well, Paul, thank you for being here. I know it's been a while since you've been on Toy Anxiety, so super excited to catch up with you. Super excited to catch up with the chat. And I'm also really excited to catch up with my best buds, the chat, and also my co-hosts.
or StreamYard,
Spicy.
apparently.
My best friend StreamYard.
Hey,
I
bud.
called StreamYard Buddy earlier. I was like, "Hey, buddy." So let's go ahead and introduce everybody. I already talked to him a lot earlier, but you know him, you love him. He does have the Carson Teva shirt on today. Well, that's a great shirt. I need one of those shirts.
Hot topic.
Hot Topic?
Hot topic.
Oh my
Nice.
God. What year did you go to Hot Topic to get that from? I haven't been to a mall or a Hot Topic in a long time.
I had to get this one online. I think we
Yeah.
all ordered it online. And
Okay.
then, but yeah, when was this, Paul?
Oh,
2023?
at least 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least 2 years ago.
Yeah, for
Mhm.
sure. The best is when Paul wears it out and he goes to get groceries. Then he realizes he's wearing himself. He's wearing his own swag.
Oh, that's such a pro wrestler move. Like
Yeah.
I just met DDP wearing a DDP shirt. I love that. Jason Grahowski has just posted a link to the shirt in the chat. Everybody go buy a Carson Teva shirt.
Mhm.
Ryan, how was your birthday? All seriousness.
Good. I mean, I worked, so it was insane. And then I just ate nachos and watched Empire Strikes Back. It was great.
Okay. I forgot about the nachos. I remember there was two things. And Abigail, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'd be better if I had some nachos. Those sound pretty good, Ryan. But I'm having a good night. I've been looking forward to this all day, so I'm really happy to have Paul on and to celebrate and to talk toys with my friends. It's been a good day so far.
It's been a good day. It's so cool. Like, Paul, I can't wait to talk to you about the what it's like as a collector. I know what it feels like when a figure is released that I've been looking for, but if it's you, that's like a whole other level. So
Yeah.
Jacob, how's it going, man?
Going well. I got off work all day at work today. I was thinking about how after work I was going to go to Target to look for some haul-a-thon stuff. But then as I got off work, I realized about the impending trip and how much NECA figures cost these days. And I skipped it. And I was sad about it, but that's why I'm here. Are
you gonna have a falling out with your family? Are you gonna have to tell them that you're no longer celebrating haul-a-thon?
No. I do need
I no longer
count,
recognize
though.
haul-a-thon.
I guess I'm gonna have to go get that count. But
Yeah. Is the count figure part of haul-a-thon?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, you need that.
We need that one.
Yeah.
And Paul, we talked to you earlier, but let's catch up a little bit before we say hi to the chat. How are the other, even beyond getting the Carson Teva figure today, long time coming, like all joking aside, not just toy collectors, not just friends of the channels or friends of yours or just Star Wars fans, like this is a figure people have wanted and needed in their Mandalorian collection for, I mean, it's been 5 years already or whatever it's been.
1,600 days.
1,600
Mhm.
days.
So it just worked out that way that on the 1,600th day, Hasbro said, "Okay,
Empires have been built and fallen in less time."
It's very funny. I know it's just a coincidence because I don't know if people had been following on Instagram. That's where the majority of this took place. Mr. Stevie 18 of Hasbro, he reached out to me once this was like I knew, like he reached out a couple of months ago and we were trying to get this done so I could be part of the announcement. And we recorded the segment and then he approached me and said, "Hey, do you want to have some fun? And we'll just sort of, we'll troll each other online, a little bit of a beef online and just sort of go back and forth." And I thought, yeah, that sounds like fun. Let's do it. I mean, I've already been kind of doing it like really sort of low key, sort of like, "Hey, where's my figure, Hasbro" type stuff.
Low key? You call
Shut up,
that
Ryan.
low key? Okay.
Anyways, as I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted. I was like, "Yeah, let's do it. Let's have some fun." And it got like I didn't know how far I could go, and it was awesome because, Mr. Stevie, he just went and he was ruthless, and it was great. Like I loved it because it's like if you can't laugh at yourself, you shouldn't be doing it. But he was just so smart and so funny, and it was a great time. And I just looked it up. I Googled it. Like, when did my character first appear? On what date? And how many days has it been since? And it was like it timed out perfectly that on the 1600th day that the release was coming. So I thought that was really, really sort of cosmically aligned to have that round number.
Yeah.
And the other thing is too, and I just realized this, the number, the TVC number is TVC 363. So it just sounds really cool too, right? Like it's just like, wow, everything's, the planets are in alignment. And then on top of that too, it's just like, it's a really cool looking figure, like 100% newly tooled. They're not reusing Jack Porkins' body. They're not using Pilot Luke. They're not using, they created a fig that's got a bit of a belly, but not a gigantic one. But it's like, I'm really, really quite stunned by it and overwhelmed. I mean, I've had a number of fans who have been fantastic, and I've gotten custom built figs, like retro figs, where all the bodies are the same. Basically, I've had some other ones with a 3.75 inch where they use Jack Porkins' body, and I'm like, that looks a little bit off because I know I'm big, but I'm not that big, type thing. I've had people do the 6-inch versions as well, but like, there's something about, as creative as the community is, I mean, you look at that and you kind of go, that's a fish, right? Like, that is officially licensed.
Yeah.
And will be mass produced and sold. And now the great debate begins as to whether this will be the greatest peg warmer of all time.
Oh, no.
No, not if our audience has anything to do with it.
No, not at all. And if it is, we will celebrate that. Like, there is no. I mean, this is not only is this a figure people have been wanting and asking for in the collectors community, but also I noticed kind of a stark change in the stream today, which is very positive. People were like, the TVC collectors were like, even though it was only 4 or 5 things revealed, they were saying, this is our day. F you, Black Seer. Like, there was I mean, it's still, there's still a little bit of like a little
very
bit of like
positive.
It was it was good for them. It doesn't matter if So we'll take a more detailed look after we say hi to the chat, because I want to get into it. But yeah, the figure looks great. That's super exciting. And so I know they did the helmet, and Paul, I don't know, other shows you've done, other merch and things like that. Is this your first official action figure?
Yeah, yes. I mean, not the first official likeness, because Gentle Giant did come out with a 1/6 scale bust,
which
bust,
right?
Is great. Like, that sculpt is awesome, but I feel like Lieutenant Dan because I ain't got no legs. But that's like, I've been very, very blessed and very pleased with the different iterations of my character that have been officially licensed, right? Like, from the Black Series helmet to the 1/6 scale bust to this figure now. I've been very, very fortunate. So like, I'm very happy with what's going on. But this is the first full action figure.
Very cool.
That's been released. Very
cool. Well, let's go ahead and say hi to the chat. Mitchell Brinkley, and I'm going to read every comment. No, I can't do that, but I'll read Mitchell's because he's a good friend. He says, I'm getting this, but I still want my Black Series Teva as well. Okay. Well, now we've today opened up the gate. So there's going to be re-releases, repaints, Black Series. We're going to get it all. Sierra Kilo Bravo, BC DeLorean, Mr. Michael T, Dorlax and Bacon McShib, Saber Strike 82, Jeffrey Stalemate Ball, AJ Quick, Jason Kreiser, Davey Sockrocker, Mechanized, Attack Peter. Hey, I'm going to be talking about Mondo tonight too, because I was watching. They dropped some Ghostbusters news in the stream they just did.
Yeah.
And shout out to Peter. Peter had a neck brace on in his in their stream.
Oh, is he going to a steroid trial like Vince McMahon?
Yes.
That's it. He's part of a steroid scandal.
It's all a ruse. It's all a ruse. The United States government is taking the Funko Corporation to
it was
court
Goldberg
over steroid. Funko Pop.
Goldberg. Why?
Jessica Parker, T Molly 86, Daith, Starfig, E Leo, Chris Hernandez, Matt Bush, Jason Grahowski, Steve Evans. Hi, Steve. We were just talking about you.
A little shade.
He's gonna keep the trolling going all tonight. I love that. Steve's been on Toy Anxiety before. We'll have him back anytime. Elko 84, Cone Killer Confusor, Stanley Eberhard, Smetty 45. So many people here tonight, guys. Early on here, Riley Bob, and so on and so on. Navin Art. I'm gonna read 3 more. The Ryan Dole Fan Club. Bitter Troll, and the last person I'm going to say is Jonah Warford, although there's more here. We thank you guys for being here.
We know Jonah. Well, Paul and I know Jonah.
You know Jonah.
We know Jonah. Yeah.
You know Jonah.
He's a great dude. Also,
yes,
gotta give a shout out to Anna Lee.
Okay.
To make sure that Paul knows that she's watching so he doesn't say all the things he's going to buy. So we just got to make sure.
There you go.
He knows.
Also,
Kevin's here too.
Speaking of Goldberg, I see some new names in the chat, and I'm seeing this I Hate Ryan's Old Club here.
No way.
Kill Goldberg.
I don't know.
Fan club beat. Yes.
All right.
Happy birthday. Oh, I love it. By the way, guys, like we always say, whether you're a longtime Toy Anxiety viewer, if you're new to the channel, we appreciate you being here. Leave a comment, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, let YouTube know that this is content that you are enjoying, and we'll keep doing it. And Paul, you were so gracious with your time. You're a busy guy. You're busy. You're filming now. What's on your docket right now other than the figure release today? Is there anything? Do you want to do some plugs now? Is there anything we should be looking out for? As we scroll our streaming services.
Well, I'm currently working on a number of different shows right now, airing in Canada. I don't know if you get you guys do get it in the States on not Ovation, Acorn Television.
Okay.
I'm a new member of the cast of a show called Murdoch Mysteries.
Okay.
It's a long-running, very popular television series set in the early 1900s about a detective named Murdoch, and I'm a newest member of the cast. I'm Inspector Choi, who is the head of the Station House Number 4, which is a police station that Murdoch works out of. So we shot that last summer, and they're airing the episodes right now. I just finished I just got wrapped from season 2 of shooting Avatar: The Last Airbender for Netflix, which is great. We start up season 3 in short order.
Oh, wow.
And in the meantime, right now I've got there's a movie that I did voice work in that's out in the theaters right now. It's called Night of the Zoopocalypse. It's an animated feature, great for kiddies, families of all age, and it is about a meteor that crashes into a petting zoo and starts turning all the animals into mutants. And the couple of great characters have to rally the animals together to save them. And David Harbour is the lead in that. Another beautiful voice actor. Her name is Gabriella Cosmatis, if I really remember correctly. And I'm in it too. I play a proboscis monkey who's an asshole. So it was a really fun part. So if you like family sort of comedy, that's a gateway for horror for little ones, I think.
Sure.
Which is great. So that's out in the theaters right now.
Very
and
cool.
in the meantime, I'm doing voice work out the wazoo. So I've got a couple of different shows that I'm on in Canada. Another one called Paw Patrol that I'm a new character in. So
I've heard of this one.
Yeah, that's very popular.
This one seems to be I know my nephews. I go to their house. It's a lot of Paw Patrol.
There you go.
I want to get into it.
Yeah, I backed the bark. I backed the bark.
Yeah. No,
Bark
did you bark to the beat?
I just ooh.
Which is, what is that again, Abby? Why do we know
McKenna Grace's song from, I think, the Paw Patrol movie.
There it is. We always bring it back to Ghostbusters. We always bark to the beat over here.
Okay.
We can't help it. Well, thank you guys for being here. Let's actually start getting into it and talking about this amazing figure. So, Paul, reveal what you can. I don't want to get too, in the weeds here, but so what is your actual involvement? When do you find out that this is in production? Do you get any say? Are they asking your opinion on anything, or are you as surprised as everybody?
I got zero input on the character. They pretty much like the process is, they make the decision at some point. They start the design process, the tooling it Mr. Stevie 18, Steve Evans can elaborate more fully on that, but it was already made, and they approached me to see if I wanted to help with the announcement of the reveal of this figure, and I jumped at that chance because this is how could you not, if it's a dream of yours to do that? And there you go. See, there you go. Squat, sweet, and so they FedExed me the prototype of it. And that's what I had on the video recording, and so I got a sneak peek at it. I had it in hand, like they said on the stream. Emily said it's 100% new, retooled. The new body, nothing has been reused. It is the jacketed look, which is awesome. They got like I said, the body type is correct. It's not like, I know there are some comments like, don't put it on a 19-year-old Luke Skywalker's body because it looks wrong, but they're okay with putting it on a Jex Porkins body. I'm just saying,
Right.
So it,
Right.
it was great. It's got the A280 blaster. The helmet looks great on and off. It's like of the proper proportion. It doesn't look like a big bobbleheady type thing.
Sure.
Although pilot helmets kind of are anyways, but I think the proportions are great. The articulation's a lot of fun. One thing I would look out for is the suicide straps. The prototype that I had was a little bit tight, so to put them in a sitting position was felt a little bit like is this going to put stress on those straps? Right. The jacket is soft, sort of it's pliable, but not removable. I think I saw a couple of comments in there where people saying looks like you could remove the jackets. I guess you could, but the arms are molded that way,
right,
with the jacket arms. So they got the hairline great. One comment from my youngest was like, "Oh, they got your hair too dark on the sides." So I was like, "Thank you."
It's a prototype.
Yeah.
Come on.
But yeah, really posable. I had him. I put him. I sent pictures to Ryan. I put him in because he shamed me into like, you don't have any pictures of him in an X-wing, so put him in the X-wing. Took some pictures, some vanity photos for myself. Yeah,
that had to feel awesome.
Oh, it's great. I mean, I even went out and I got online like the right colored sort of astromech droid for it as well, right? Yeah. Like a green one. And this is part of like the astromech droid pack.
Thanks, Steve.
From episode 1. Right. So I was like, because that was the only green one that I could find without it having to be custom. So I was like, oh,
right.
Okay.
Yeah, that was for those who are looking for that was one of the Build-A-Droids. When they were doing those with when Hasbro was packing in, they like Build-A-Figures, but they were doing Build-A-Droids.
Oh no, this one was actually part of a Naboo 4-pack of the astromech droids. It wasn't a Hasbro release. I think that was a thing. It was like if I looked it up on eBay because it was part of the Naboo. That scene where they're breaking through the blockade to escape, and the ship takes damage and all the astromech droids jump up. They had a 4-pack, and each of the droids has like a power sort of harness that that drops them into place or whatever. Anyway, so that was the green one. So I got that.
So cool.
Hey Jacob,
yeah,
I know it's really hard to capture likeness on the smaller the figure, the harder it is.
Yeah.
I've been looking forward to get your opinion on this. I think this is kind of an insane likeness on a 3 3/4 figure. Like, it's kind of it looks like there was a cupboard involved.
Well, when I saw the first photo of it, I thought it was a Black Series figure because it's so detailed that I was a little shocked when I was like, oh, this is a little tiny guy. I don't know, dude. They're getting better and better at making the smaller figures look better and better. And this looks, I mean, this looks just like you, dude. It looks great.
I was really happy to see it today when Craig showed me. Like, it's fresh, it's clean, it's all new. I don't know what else you could ask for. I'm really happy to have it. I want to get it.
I've got let's acknowledge a couple super chats. And I've got a question for Paul. Riley Bob, it allows the TV figure to get all the action with Harry. Maybe, never know. Sorry, I didn't mean to highlight that one. Jonah,
you did.
It was a super chat.
Listen, episodes of Star Wars entertainment are only 35-40 minutes. There's a lot of downtime. We don't know what's going on in space. Okay,
he looks pretty comfortable on the Ghost. Just gonna
Jonah Warford. We know Jonah. There you go. Johnny Cock. So every time we see Carson Teva TVC for sale when we're out and about, we buy Carson Teva, right? Happy birthday!
We'll do a contest to see who has the most Carson Tevas.
Army Bill.
Oh, it'll be like a Dan Larson Boba Fett thing.
Yeah.
BC DeLorean, happy birthday, Ryan, Craig, Jacob, Abigail, and Paul. Yeah, happy birthday to all of us.
All of us, yeah.
I rarely get that.
And then, who was it? Somebody gifted, Chad Stewart gifted 5 memberships. We appreciate that.
Thanks, Chad.
Chat is absolutely on fire. Lots of people are excited that Paul is here. People are excited about this figure. Paul, you talked about it on the stream today, but I would love to, if people don't know, I thought the story you told about the patches was really cool.
Yeah. Those are designed by me, which is great. While we were shooting season 3, I had a little bit of downtime, and I was approached by the costume designer, Shauna Tripsick, and she said, Filoni wanted each of the pilots to sort of make their own jackets personalized. And so he wanted each of the pilots to design their own patch. And she asked if I'd be interested in that, and I was like, yeah, absolutely. So I set about designing these patches, and the first sort of round that I did, they were super like just in my head, and they were very much they're too Earth-like, right? Too much like Air Force patches or this or that, right? And the note that I kept getting back was make it simpler, like the design for the ghost on the back of Herod Syndulla's back, like you see that it's a silhouette of the ghost, like something really simple. So going back to that, I just sort of went with something that was a little bit more meaningful to me. And that bottom, the white patch, it's in the shape of a shield, basically. I saw a picture of a stylized Korean flag that they were brush strokes of the red and the blue. And I really like that because that kind of spoke to me, because that's my heritage, the place where I was born. My parents grew up there. And so I wanted to honor that because they made me who I am. And so I sort of, using that inspiration, the streaks, the brush strokes look like birds. So I changed them into birds. And then I put a little bit of, in Orobesh above it, it's an E and a Y, which stands for East York, which is the borough that we live in right now in Toronto. And so I thought, hey, that's nice and simple. It's very direct. It's very personal to me. And they loved it. I was like, bingo, that's perfect. And for the other one, the Rancor patch, it was actually supposed to be, it started off as a bulldog, because growing up, the bulldog, for whatever reason, had a lot of significance in my life. In high school, I went to Somerset Churchill High School. I played for the football team, and the team was like the Bulldogs, SWC Bulldogs, right? Living in East York, their mascot is a bulldog as well. And my youngest played for the East York Bulldogs, the baseball team out here and stuff. So I thought, okay, let's incorporate that. And I had this design, this big bulldog, with fighter jets, starships sort of flying over it. And then I was told there are no bulldogs in space. I thought, okay.
Okay.
But then I was told, well, what about a Rancor? Turn it into a Rancor. And I was like, okay. So trying to make it all stylized. And one of the first iterations was the silhouette of the Rancor, right? Like it was just all black and just there. And I drew the tail in, because Rancors have tails. And what I didn't realize was, and the note that I got back was, that's great, but the silhouette looks like it's not a tail, but like a big dong. You can't use that. And I was like, oh, you're right. I was like, oh my God, that's really bad. So I tried the claw. Yeah. And then she just said, why don't you just make it the Rancor head? So I just super simplified it and turned it into this sort of stylized silhouette of the Rancor head. And that's how that one sort of came about.
Now, was that the official term? Did you get a note from the production designer or from the costume designer? This looks like a big dong.
No,
stop it.
Not quite those words. It was a little bit. Those are my words. But it was a bit more genteel in the way it was sort of explained to me. I thought, oh yeah. You're right.
Funny.
And
that's really awesome.
Yeah. What's really cool is, so all the pilots they all had different cut jackets as well. Mine is more that sort of traditional sort of Fonzie style.
Yeah.
Rick Famuyiwa, because he's a huge LA Dodgers fan, if you look at his jacket, it's more of a baseball jacket cut with an open collar. Deborah Chow, her jacket is the traditional sort of bomber jacket with the big sheepskin collar on it. So every pilot has a different style jacket as well as different patches. So that's a really neat little Easter egg for a lot of fans if you want to go combing through the archives and freezing each frame.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's major enrichment for collectors. That you have a little piece of yourself that you were able to reflect in that way. I think that's fantastic storytelling. And shows a lot of care and just makes it even more interesting, unique, and valuable.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And it got put on the figure.
Yeah,
like that's like so cool. I love that I didn't think they would actually ever do the jacket.
Right.
It's like at all. I just jacket.
Thought it's a great jacket, but I love the look, right? And I'm noticing even a lot of cosplayers, including myself and Steve 3 and BC DeLorean, we're doing it now too. And it's just super cool that it made it to the figure. I do have one nitpick.
Oh God.
It's a dumb nitpick. And it's about the card. It's about the card. I wish the card was a picture of you in the jacket at the bar.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what I wish the card was. But you know what? I'm still happy I'm getting it.
Can you zoom in on the picture that they're actually using for the card a little bit? Here's a fun thing. So do you notice anything about that? The image.
Yeah, your chin
face.
strap's on.
Yeah, chin strap. No, but scroll down a little bit more. Okay, stop.
Yeah.
What do you see?
Well, I see those yellow straps like you're
Right.
going on to Star Tours.
When we first started shooting that sequence, they had me in, and it's a 5-point sort of belt system, and we shot a bunch of my coverage there. And I get that's like the official photographer took that photo while we were shooting, I guess. If you watch the episode, I don't have those on because after we'd shot my coverage, someone said, but X-Wing pilots don't have harnesses. If you look at all the movies, they're not the X-Wing pilots. They're not strapped in. They have inertial dampeners. They have they just jump into the cockpit. They don't strap in. They're just in it. And so those are very much like fighter jets, sort of like they strap themselves in. So they decided it was the whole idea. There was a debate of, well, what do we do? Do we reshoot everything? Or do we just leave it and hope nobody notices? And in the end, they just didn't use any of that coverage. And then that's why they just have my voice up until we started shooting the coverage of us chasing him down into Maldo trees. So that's kind of that photograph is an Easter egg in of itself because you never see my character.
One of a kind.
Yeah, you don't see that shot, that POV shot. The first time you see my face it's a head-on shot. I don't have the straps on. It's like I got him and we go. Right. So I always think that's really neat that they use that photograph.
That's awesome. Thank you for that.
Tidbit.
We have a couple more things happening here I want to acknowledge. Let's see. I hate Ryan Dole Club. The conversion rate on this should allow Dole to buy like 8 of these with this maple syrup money. Good looking fig. Okay.
Thank you.
Jonah, I think it's important to note that the response of the community on this, we are all Paul and our dreams are coming true. We have a figure, Big Dong. Okay.
Hashtag Big Dong.
Hashtag Big Dong. Yeah. It feels like a lot of pressure, Paul, to be like, hey, you're like not only a Star Wars like super fan, but also like a huge toy collector, and you crossed the barrier into being in the show, and now you represent all of us.
Yeah.
You know what? I never thought of it that way. It just I think it's an honor to be thought of that way, though. Like that, if people look at me and kind of go, he's us, he represents us. That's a huge honor.
Yeah.
Doing something. And right. I always try to hold myself to higher standards and to be that guy that is just like a good example and a great ambassador for the community. And I'm very flattered that I get so much love from everybody in that regard, because like I give it right back. This community means so much to me, not only because I'm a part of it, but because I'm so happy to be accepted as part of this community. I'm happy to share the stories, to have people live vicariously through me. I'm not perfect, and there are things I gripe, but Ryan knows there's things I bitch and moan about and stuff too. And so, like we are all human, but I think it is a huge honor to have people say, no, he's one of us and he represents us. And so when he wins, we all win. And I love that idea of high tides raises all boats type thing. So it's an absolute humbling thing, but it's a wonderful thing too. So
I love that. That's some really good positivity.
Yeah.
And
we need that in the toy community. Thanks, Paul. Appreciate that.
Yeah. And we used to be able to make our own figures at Hasbro, but that doesn't happen anymore. But that's okay, because Abby won't let me show hers in public.
Because it also looks like you.
Therapy.
They all look like me.
Yeah, because I've noticed that everyone's selfie series looks like Craig Goldberg for whatever reason.
Because it should have been me. I should have been the X-Wing pilot. No, Paul, it's super cool. Before I wanted to look at some of the other TVC figures, and I know we kind of went out of order. Does anybody have pickups tonight?
I have one because
I'm saving for celebration.
Yeah, I bought myself a birthday treat. That's why.
Okay. if this is day old nachos, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Not a toy.
Not a toy. Not a toy. This one is a toy. So these just went up at Cherry Bomb, which is a store on the island.
Okay.
And I saw it, and I've been collecting these, and I was like, I need that one. I've been looking for that one, and it showed up in the store, and so I bought it instantly. I was like, okay, this is my birthday treat. I got the Micro Machines play set of Planet Tatooine.
Ooh.
I wanted this one specifically because we got the Hutt Slayer in there, plus Size Noodles and Max Rebo.
Yes.
Nice.
That's the set. And if you're sick of Boba Fett, you can just keep throwing him down the Sarlacc pit to your heart's content. Right? So it's a great set. And then I realized as well that I'm actually very close to getting all these sets. I'm like 5 away from.
Right. You should open that and put it by your front door. And you got to pay the Boba Fett Sarlacc pit toll when you walk through into the apartment.
Yeah, you have to drop a coin in the Sarlacc.
You gotta drop a coin in the Sarlacc pit.
What is that thing from The Witcher?
Henry Cavill.
Well, yeah, we love that. But it's just like, what was their thing? It was like drop a coin in the bathtub and watch Henry Cavill take a bath.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like that, but the Sarlacc pit.
But
anyways, I'm super stoked. I love these Micro Machine sets a lot.
That's cool.
So
that's awesome.
That was my treat.
Birthday treat.
Good box colors on that too.
I got a message today that there was a package from Matt Bush, and I went to the post office that is, according to internet, open until 5, but they were locked down by 4:15. So.
Oh no!
Wow.
And those our PO boxes there, and like it's one of those things like you can access the lobby, but you can't get to the other part. And I walked in and saw the close sign, and like a psychopath, there was other people in there, and I went fuck.
What?
Yeah, I dropped an audible F-bomb because I have to wait until tomorrow to get my special package.
Now what time did you make it there?
It was 4:15.
It was 4:15, and they close at what time?
5.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe start getting places a little earlier.
Oh no. He didn't send me that.
Unexpected shade.
I'm just saying. When you get to places right before they close, sometimes they're closed.
It's not a restaurant. I'm not going to go in and ask the lady to cook me a quesadilla.
Hey, bro, it's Hateville. They do what they want.
I was going to say that. It's a Hateville thing. 100%.
Anyway,
they're like, nobody else is coming in. Let's go.
Yeah, let's get out of here. Paul, did you have any pickups or anything you've got lately you wanted to show off?
Yeah. Oh, geez. I got this. Actually, it's I unboxed this on my stream on Sunday. It is the 1974 Mechagodzilla, the Soul of Chogokin DX series. It is heavy, and it's so cool because it lights up and has
yes
the sound. The eyes lit up, and it's I love it. There's so much metal on this thing, and it's lots of sharp, pointy bits where I've already stabbed myself accidentally a bunch of times. It's got 2 modes. You can switch it to flying mode, so you can swap the head, swap the tail. It comes with a super kick-ass base that it can, you can display it on. So that's one of the cooler pickups that I unboxed just on Sunday. And
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Jacob, you have that one?
Jealous.
I don't. I wanted to pick that one up though. The fact that the flying mode looks amazing and really made me want to pick it up. But yeah, that thing's awesome.
Attack Peter did not know Paul was a Godzilla guy. We could see.
Oh,
we need to get Paul on the Mondo streams.
Yeah.
Just do the world tour. Okay, that's really cool. Well, if there's no other pickups, before we get back to Paul, are you good to hang for a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Before we get to Star Wars, Paul, I know you're a Ghostbusters guy too. This was just revealed on the Mondo stream, and I'm actually glad I accidentally stumbled upon it while I was getting set up. But they've revealed the packaging for the real Ghostbusters Mondo 2-packs. So,
so pretty.
Now, Paul, are you buying these ones?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I already pre-ordered the the Venkman with Slimer and the Spengler with the Boogeyman.
Yeah. Oh,
like
yeah.
right away. As soon as I saw it, I was like, yep, like insta. So
Jacob, did you see this? Did you guys see this today or no?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna just quiet this, and as Jordan, who's their product designer over there, was kind of showing this off, and I'll just kind of repeat what he was saying. But basically, this is the deluxe 2-pack. Obviously, it's like a firehouse facade. When you open it up, it's gonna have the window box there, but it's like a really detailed interior of the firehouse.
Dude,
that
that
a
rules.
pole?
Diorama.
It's got a pole.
It's got a pole.
Well,
Now
I
check-
mean,
you should
spending
try it.
$200. We
We
should
should stay there.
get holes.
Now, but this artwork's incredible. And check this out. Well, that's just the top, but it looks like the top of the firehouse, which is really cool. And then on the back, it has a door that's in scale with the figures, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to almost be like a diorama kind of setup.
Hey,
So they're really
props
kind
to the Slimer font being the one from Slimer and the Real Ghostbusters.
Mhm.
Yeah,
of that a lot.
Yeah.
it's
props to
iconic. You
that.
can tell.
Now, this was the big reveal. I'll just pause it. It's going to come with this pop out like cork. I think they called it a cork board or something along those lines, where there's going to have these little animated pop out ghosts
Mhm.
that you can display with your figures. So like
Hmm.
added value. This is really cool. I was glad that I saw this before we went on.
I like
Wait,
the classic
why is-
eyeball bat.
We're all just
Why is he telling me?
Wait.
This was
Wait, did you
public.
Why are you getting yelled at?
Dude, are we leaking things?
Yeah, I'm leaking.
What
This
is
has
happening?
this was on 2 hours ago. Anyways, no, this is really cool stuff. And then they also showed off the pack. This is what messed me up. The packaging for the single pack is completely different, and it's a big ghost trap.
Oh my
Nice.
god. Yeah.
So
That's cool. Ooh.
yeah, this is just awesome. Look
Oh,
at
look at
that.
that. That's cool.
The
That's
showmanship with those windows, it's amazing. Like, I love that.
Yeah, so really cool. Shout out to that whole team. And I'm sure we'll be seeing more and more of that stuff
Mhm.
Hmm.
Pretty soon. But I think that's really cool. Really good love for Ghostbusters.
Hang on.
real-
Quick thing about Mondo.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Okay, they gotta like calm the fuck down just a little bit. They've been releasing every week, fucking banger after banger. Like,
Yeah.
let's just drop 500 here. Let's drop 200 here. Whatever. They got to stop. And I do understand this is mostly our fault. We gave them a platform, and now they're massive. So
No one had even heard of them before us.
no one
Well-
even knew who Mondo was before Toy Anxiety. And let me tell you, I think we might have to take them down. I think they're gonna have to finish their Ghostbusters, finish X-Men, and then I think that's it. They just have to stop.
Yeah, but you
You
said
brought them into
finish,
this world, we can take them out
finish
of it.
their
That's right.
X-Men could take the rest of our lives.
But-
There's lots
okay,
of X-Men out there.
So I guess they're safe. I guess.
Well, while we're talking about it, and I just want to. We didn't really get a chance to talk about their PowerCon exclusives. Not PowerCon, sorry, WonderCon. PowerCon's what are we going to do? We're going to Toylanta / PowerCon. WonderCon is also happening this weekend. Look at this stuff. What are we getting? What are we buying?
Well,
Mhm.
okay. If I was going to the con, the first thing I would probably buy, shockingly enough, is not the Wolverine, but expectedly enough, it's the Nightcrawler print.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's sick.
That's a beautiful print. That's a
Right?
great
I love
name
that.
too, Dave Cockrum. That's awesome.
Dude,
Good for
yeah,
him.
rest in peace.
Oh no.
It was a long time ago, but
Oh, okay.
yes.
Sorry. I don't know.
Well,
I
no,
don't
you
want
didn't
any-
know.
I don't want anyone to
I
die.
know.
I know people are really freaking out about this this goddess, Masters of the Universe.
Oh yeah, yeah. I saw Mad Hatter like losing his shit.
Yeah.
That's
but
badass.
That's a great looking
Colors
figure.
on that.
So cool.
Yeah, this is great. So if you're gonna be out at WonderCon, make sure you stop by the Mondo booth.
When
think
is
it's-
that also this weekend?
It's also this weekend.
That's
yeah.
all this weekend. That's why there's no Gotham City tonight, because Alex Brewer, he's got shit to do.
He's got
Gotta
work.
work, right?
Got a lot to
Yep.
do. Well, Well, let's pop back over and look at some more of the reveals today. And Ryan, maybe you can kind of walk us through some of what you liked from the TVC reveals today.
All of it. So I guess that really doesn't help. But when they first kind of like this was like not leaked. I guess it's their own leak. It's Hasbro's own fault. They put it on a poster before this was announced, and everyone caught it. And they were like, "Some eagle-eyed people." It's like it was front and center. But and then they then they pipelined it after they said no more pipelines. But that's beside the point. But here it is. So now we get to see it. They did a whole bunch of improvements. I think the paint job looks amazing. You can lift the hood. They got a place for 3PO to sit properly and for R2 to lay down. So I'm hoping, due to this packaging, because they said there's going to be more. We're not even halfway through the year. We're only in month 3. So I'm hoping that we are getting a new like Sand Trooper. I hope we're getting a new 3PO. And I hope this means we're getting a new Obi-Wan Kenobi as well. Because that's
a great looking shot right there.
Yeah,
it's so good. It's so good. So
that's right after
contrast.
That's right after Obi-Wan gave Luke his father's magic mind.
Yeah. Cerveza Cristal. And but yeah, no, I think this is awesome. This is yeah, I'm pre-ordering everything. I told myself I'm not gonna pre-order every time they put up pre-orders. Then they do this. So yeah. But I'm getting this for sure.
Paul, are you a TVC completist? How do you approach collecting?
I am not. In fact, I started off when I got back into collecting Star Wars figs. I started with the Black Series stuff, just because that was I started up again, basically collecting Mandalorian figures, like from the series, right?
Sure.
And then I had to pick a lane, and I was like, well, I can't do both, so I stuck with Black Series, and have since changed my mind, and I sold almost all my Black Series, and I've switched back to TVC, and mostly because of the HasLab stuff, because I got the Razor Crest, and it was like, wow, got the Razor Crest, now I need figs to sort of populate this world, and so I started recollecting them, and now I have a ton. I'm not a completist. There are certain lines, like if it's on the Mandalorian line, there's certain, or Ahsoka, I'll try to sort of keep up with that. This Land Speeder though is, like, for me, it's a must buy. I mean, that's an iconic vehicle. I don't own any version of it, and I never did when I was a kid. And
Same
so,
here.
yeah, for me, it's like, oh, okay. Same with Luke with his Gilligan hat. It's
dude,
one of those things where
that Luke is the shape it up, you guys.
Right.
Shape it up, you.
That's the wormy version.
Yeah.
But it's the one thing that I have to remind myself too is, and I think a lot of collectors, I wish they could do this as well. I just remind themselves that not everybody's at the same level as you are in terms of where your collection is at. And so if you do see a repeat, or you see another reissue, instead of getting upset, just you got to remember as well that this is an industry where you get new collectors coming in who maybe don't have access to those older figures, and this is a perfect opportunity to be a gateway for them to start collecting and maybe getting more into it, right? And so that's I have to remind myself of that too. I mean, 1,600 days of more Mandalorians, that's great. That's you keep that in mind. You kind of go, well, there's certain realities in the business, and they're toys, and being patient does pay off. But like, if I was just starting collecting, like, you could do worse than grabbing this piece and the Land Speeder.
Oh, sure.
Right. So it's one of those things where we forget sometimes that there are new people, and there are people at different stages of this journey. And just because you have it and you crave new things, that's awesome. But when you get the new things, you want them to do, you want it to be right. And this looks great. Like this Luke with the soft tunic and the poncho and the hat, the different points.
If Jake woke up tomorrow and was like, you know what, I think I'm going to get into vintage collection, I don't think that's going to happen. But if he did, although we are going to Star Wars Celebration and crazier things
can find some
happen.
Ewoks.
Yeah, but listen, I don't know if you got it pulled up, but I'm buying those Star Wars Safubi at Star Wars Celebration.
We got to do that next week.
Yeah, let's
We gotta-
next week we'll talk about all the
Merch and
exclusives.
such.
All right.
But if a new collector is like, oh, I want to get into vintage collection, and they go to Walmart or Target, like you got to have a Luke and a Darth Vader and a Mandalorian on the shelf, right? Those are, same with like in wrestling, you got to go and you got to have a Cody Rhodes and a Rock. No offense to the other guys, but
Yeah, to keep building the community. Yeah.
Well, also if you're able to improve a little bit every time, then like what's so bad about that?
Yeah, Lance
I
Peter looks
agreed.
pretty cool.
I fall for that trick every time. It's like, but it's a new
It's a little
Greedo.
different. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll buy
every
it.
time.
This Asajj looks great.
Oh hell yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I am stoked for this. This one's a long time coming too. She had to wait longer for a TVC figure than Paul did, but however, she's had other figures, but they've either been based off like the comic, like the Dark Horse comics, or based off the animated series.
Right.
So this one kind of fits in more in line with the TVC stuff. But I also have this weird hunch now because we have like an animation panel. We saw the Asajj Ventress. Spoiler alert for she returns in the Bad Batch.
Yeah.
I wonder if we're going to get an Asajj Omega series. Like where she's
Like
older.
An
Like
animated series?
Yeah.
Like an animated follow-up to Bad Batch.
Yeah. I wonder if that's possible.
Yeah,
I'm hoping. I'm just saying what I want.
Confirmed. Remember that?
Yeah, that's
Remember
right.
4 years ago.
Yeah.
That noise he just made.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for Bad Batch, but again, be patient. But this is great, and I'm stoked because I got the Count Dooku that goes with this as well. And I like the Clone Wars prequel era figures anyway. So
speaking of Count Dooku, and not that I thought this was poignant, sad, but also really interesting. Christopher Lee, I guess his wife, and maybe this is an old story, but I read it this week. His last night on Earth in the hospital, he watched Lord of the Rings with his wife.
oh,
sorry, Jacob, but that's what I'm gonna watch this episode of Toy Anxiety on my last night. This is my Lord of the Rings.
Craig, I don't want to frighten you. It's literally happening right now. You're watching it right now. So
whoa, existential crisis.
Craig has a panic attack.
Before, and then there was also, I'm not gonna lie, wasn't familiar with Alexander Callis. Although I've watched a lot of Rebels, I don't know, but
you don't remember those mutton chops?
I remember them.
Maybe I do.
He becomes a good guy.
Yep. Spoiler alert.
That's a cool beard, though.
Craig was on his phone while this was on.
Probably.
Yeah, that's
a good beard.
Watching golf
Abby
videos.
watching something doesn't equal you watching something, Craig.
So true.
That's true.
Yeah.
I watch things on my own.
Yeah.
But Abby, you watch Rebels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's hear your thoughts.
I remember this guy. I think it's a great looking figure. I think the mutton chops look awesome.
I like his helmet too.
Yeah, I think I like that there's a character arc and that he changes and crosses over. I think that's incredible. I know Jacob's not a fan of story arcs like that all the time. Redemption arcs, that's what I'm saying.
Wait, I like Kylo's, which is insane.
Oh, don't get me started on. We had this conversation recently.
I don't want people to change.
Let's talk about Star Wars real quick.
Hey, hold on. Return of the Jedi, when Luke turns Vader, will make me cry more than anything on the fucking planet.
I know. I understand. But I out of all things, we're making it. This is a long running joke that sometimes Jacob thinks that in a lot of movies and stuff, the redemption arcs are kind of forced and it's not believable.
Yeah.
And out of all of them, though, you really like the Ben Solo. You're like, I like it. I'm in. I'm all in on Kylo.
It was weird. Yeah. I didn't like it as it was happening. I guess Paul didn't like it either. And then but the second time I watched it, I was like, fucking Han Solo told him it was okay. Like, what else do you want?
Right? And then he makes out with Rey.
He does.
Yeah,
Right?
That's
It's
why
so good.
everyone likes it. That's why we're all okay with it.
And then he died.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm not okay with that part.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. I was
Although,
not a fan
man,
of that.
if you kissed
But-
Daisy Ridley, you might die too, sir.
You know what? That's the last thing I want to see before I die.
You ready to at least? Fine.
Celebration panel confirmed.
Yeah.
And then the last one is a refresh, as they call it, on Dengar. But I think wasn't this the first TVC figure ever released?
Yes, this is number 1.
So,
But this is great. I'm so stoked because I missed out on this one on the first go around. So who's this for? This is for me. So I'm stoked to be getting this because I'm still on my shelf. Mine is still from like Power of the Force 2, my Dengar.
they should call this, by the look of his face there, Dengar Aykroyd. Look at that.
Kind of does, doesn't it?
Yeah, he does.
Dang Aykroyd.
Dang Aykroyd. I'll tell you what, we're
like-
gonna hunt this guy down.
Hiding a cone head
him.
out there.
I was about to say it looks like when in Coneheads when he's driving the taxi and
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
trying to hide
Yeah.
his code.
Yeah, he's trying to hide his cone. Bill Murray was on Howard Stern today, and you never know what's going to come out of Bill Murray's mouth. But at one point, he was talking about how Dragnet was Dan Aykroyd's best performance.
Oh
So-
my god!
Oh my god, that's so funny. That's really
Wow.
funny.
Uh,
Oh, I want to point something else on this figure too.
Yeah.
So for anyone who bought the original figure and are getting like, oh, you're just re-releasing it, it's a different card
ooh,
as well.
Okay.
So it's a different
Okay.
card image. So this way, for all the very nitpicky down in the grit collectors, you can have both figures and they're still kind of different enough, I guess. But there it is. But now you know. Knowing is half the battle.
We have another super chat from TVC Mackin, popping in late, but we got our TVC Carson Teva. Yes, you did. I told Paul in person last year that I would campaign until we got him. There you go. You did it.
Well, It worked.
Thank you for the super chat.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have the Black Series reveals here. I just figured we just whatever.
We'll do them next time. Were there any like standouts? I don't know.
No.
I don't know. That Death Trooper looked pretty cool.
The Night Trooper.
The Night Trooper.
Night Trooper.
Mm.
Yeah.
I was a little bit surprised. I don't know if Hasbro's going to have any Star Wars Celebration exclusives, considering it's in like.
No, they said they were going to. They're just not. They just aren't.
Oh, I also
Announcement.
kind of keep forgetting. We're leaving for Japan in a couple weeks.
It's in a
but
it's in a month.
it's the tail end of that trip, so we got
Yeah.
some time.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm back on Earth. Anything else on TVC before we chug along here? We're already in an hour, so we're gonna be winding down soon.
No, just I think the reason why this one went over so well this morning is because it was a lot of new characters that people have been asking for.
Yeah.
Right. And there's deep cuts in there. There's ones that are not deep, like there's a little bit of everything there. And I think that's why TVC collectors are really excited about today's reveals. And I think even for Black Series across the board as well. Like, I mean, no, they're not getting a land speeder. However, right, they're getting right here. Like they're getting SM33 with the extendable legs and body, right? All that kind of stuff. So I mean, there's stuff there. Like I think today was just a really good stream and how they divided it up. I don't know. I thought today was really good on the Star Wars team's part. Because sometimes they can be very awkward to watch, and today it did not feel that way.
It's not what you
There
messaged
was
me,
good
but we'll
news
go
to
with
be
it.
shared.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Not what you said in private, but okay. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So, good God.
Since Jacob brought this up earlier, and a couple people brought it up, so let's go ahead and highlight this. We'll talk about it maybe more in depth next week. But Medicom is going to be doing a line of Star Wars Celebration exclusive Safubi. I really like that R2D2. I'm just putting that out there into the world right now. But Jacob, you this is more your wheelhouse. Walk me through your thoughts here.
So like first thought, I just think it's cool that we're getting Star Wars Safubi again. There's some vintage Star Wars Safubi out there, and I do think some of the older stuff is a little better. Like the paint apps here are a little I don't know, like they're a little lacking, but they're awesome. And just the fact that it's Safubi, Star Wars Safubi, it's exclusive to the convention. Like I'm very excited. Yeah, it's very exciting to me.
It's very much a win in Rome situation. Like if I'm gonna be at Star Wars Celebration in Tokyo, I might as well buy a Boba Fett, Safubi.
I have also had thoughts about like as someone who collects, everything. Like I collect a lot of different lines.
Sure.
Mondo got me thinking about like Mondo getting into doing like horror Safubi type stuff makes me feel like, oh, I want my whole collection to be Safubi. So if somebody could make Safubi versions of the things I'm already collecting, that would be great. And here we go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to be available. I don't know what how limited these will be or anything like that, but I'm always a sucker for the prototype Boba Fett.
It looks great.
Oh, nice.
It looks great.
It's clean,
form, yeah.
Paul, do you got a favorite out of the bunch? Have you seen these?
I did actually. Kevin, Toying Around, was talking about them actually, so I saw these last night. The C-3PO, for whatever reason, just pops for me.
Cute, yeah,
like, it just looks most that style, right? Like I don't know. Added with the paint app and the way it's like the proportions, it looks like perfectly Japanese. Like it just, I don't know, just the aesthetically, it just sort of hits it for me.
Yeah, these
Yeah.
are really cool.
It's a standout.
Yeah, I'm a 3PO fan as well for this.
Anthony Daniels will be at Star Wars.
He'll be there. You can get your Safubi signed.
I don't want him riding on my Safubi.
Clean.
Though now was it Jacob saying he was saying like the paint's a little simple and stuff like that too. And now that you said that, now I kind of wish they did like a cherry blossom Vader.
I mean, that'd be crazy. I don't mean to speak down on them, but if you like Google and look up some of the vintage Star Wars Safubi, it's like really high quality, top notch stuff. The Star Wars Safubi that's already exists is all pretty. It's pretty rare. It's very expensive to get your hands on it, but they also, some of them, a thing that they love to do in Safubi is that they'll have like a kaiju where the head will come off and, it will have like the suit actor underneath. And they did that with Star Wars. You can get like the Chewbacca figure, the head comes off and it's Peter Mayhew underneath. And it's like that. It's amazing. Yeah.
That's
I like
cool.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. This is more of a modern one. I don't know if this is the Marmot one. But that's so cool.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, that's
awesome.
fun.
The Marmot. Yeah,
I
love it.
One last thing, and then I promise, because this was brought to my attention by Dr. Attack Peter. I don't even know what this company is. This company's called InArt. You guys are familiar with InArt?
Yep. 1/6 scale, Queensland Studios.
Okay.
They were the first to do rooted hair in 1/6 scale figs. So it was like their version of Gandalf and Aragorn.
Okay.
And that sort of put Hot Toys on notice, and that's why they started releasing the artisan versions of figures. Is direct response to InArt.
Well, InArt has decided to take a stroll down Craig Boulevard, and they're making a left on Toy Anxiety Lane with their foray into 1/12. Look at this.
Yeah.
Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, that's handsome.
That's a
really
good looking figure.
Yeah.
Apparently it's only like $75 too. I don't want to say only, but in these trying times, that's not that bad for a detailed figure.
That looks really good.
It looks really good, hyper articulated. Cannot get these in the US, so we're gonna have to import them. But this is a one.
That's where you spend the extra money, Craig.
Right. It was $5,000 by the time I got my hands on
Equal
it.
to a hot toy. Yeah.
this kind of feels like, I know a lot of 112 like Mezco and others are like, oh, it's like Hot Toys but smaller, but this really feels like the quality of a Hot Toy figure in like a 6 or 7 inch scale. So I just wanted to show it off because, as you guys know, I'm all about the Dark Knight trilogy. Some would say that I was born in the darkness. Abby would.
Okay.
Yeah.
Paul, where are you on Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy? Are you with me on that?
Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of it.
Yes.
Big fan of it. Really enjoyed it.
So yeah, I think it's not even up for pre-order yet, but that's just a beautiful figure. So I was excited about that. Thank you to Peter he was talking to me about it. And you ever have one of those things where someone's talking about something and you kind of have to pretend like you know what they're talking about as you like look it up? He was like, dude, that InArt.
What we do when we podcast.
He's like, that InArt Christian Bale is a game changer. I was like, dude, tell me about it. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
You can just say, no, I don't. Tell me about it.
No, never be vulnerable like that. Never show someone you don't know something.
Cool.
Not a toxic trait. It's fine.
Yeah.
No. The toxic crew trader. Sorry.
Ooh, what?
Jacob, do we have sad comments tonight?
Yeah, of course we do.
Nice.
I have a couple too.
Do you?
I do.
Nice.
Yeah.
Paul, I was just thinking, this could be a huge benefit for you if you do a convention. You'll be signing a lot of figures now.
Oh, yeah.
This adds like a new revenue stream for us. I mean, this is very exciting.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Are you but you don't do as many if I could pick your brain for 1 second, not to put you on the spot, but do you enjoy the intensity of going to a convention and signing, meeting people all day? I imagine it's a bit of a grind.
It is. It absolutely is a grind. And my social battery is like done by the end of the day. And I need to sort of go off and just recharge. But it's something that, like, I love cons. They're my jam. I mean, these are my people. I used to go to cons before, right? And so to be on the other side of the table as an invited guest I've said this many times, it's a privilege and it's an honor. So I love it. And the autographing and stuff is incidental. People don't give a shit about the autographs, really. They just want to interact with you, and I love that. And so it's keeping that energy up so that each person gets their time is very important for me. Like, I want to make sure that when they leave like super happy and gone, oh my God, I had this great conversation with Paul. I've gotten better. I used to spend at least 10 minutes with everybody and would take hours and hours and hours. Now I realize it's like, oh yeah, people aren't here just for me as well.
Right.
They need to go to panels. They need to see this. They need to do that, or go to the other signings. But I always thought,
Paul's like, guys, come back.
Yeah, but I always thought when I was starting off, it's like, oh my God, you're paying for this time, so I want to make sure you get lots of it.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the cool byproducts is, as people are standing in line, they're already here. They're overhearing the conversations and the stories that I'm telling, and I'm open to answering questions and stuff. So while they're waiting in line, they're already getting that experience. Like they're hearing these stories and stuff like that, and they can comment or ask other questions or talk about different things. But it is one of these things where, like, by the end of the day, I'm like, I'm done.
Right.
Like, fried. But
I get it.
I love going to them. And
I think I promise you, this is something I think about a lot for actors. To have the kind of career where you now have played 3, 4, 5, whatever it is, like really known, beloved characters, all very different from each other in these different properties. Like, right. Like, Avatar has a different fan base than Star Wars. And then Kim's Convenience is like its own other completely different, world. But like when you go out and about, I do just curiosity, when you're just out in your everyday life, when people are stopping you, chasing you down the streets like Beatles, A Hard Day's Night. We've all seen the scenes. Just running you down. When Ryan's tossing people out of the way, what are they recognizing you most from? What are they asking you about most?
Mostly it's Kim's Convenience.
Right.
Star Wars is starting to creep up there.
Okay.
And there's Avatar as well. But everybody, usually they'll say, "Oh my god, I loved you in Star Wars," but I started watching on Kim's Convenience.
Yeah.
The Kim's is always there, which is great. Yeah, no, that's the thing, and I owe so much to that show, and being on that show, because that really was a launching pad for my career, and for all of us. Like, we've been around. Like, it's not like I suddenly, was discovered and that was the first gig I ever had. I mean, I was a day player. I grinded it out on all these different shows, and if you look at my resume, a lot of the shows that I was on beforehand, they're like little day player parts where I come in, barf out a bunch of exposition, and I leave. Right. And that was it. And I'd have a couple of, guest spots or this or that. Not that many. And, other than Train 48, that was like, yeah, and Degrassi had a 6-episode arc, which I shot in 2 days, right? And I didn't even realize it was over 6 episodes because I block shot everything. But it's one of those things where I didn't really get an opportunity to sort of show what I could do until really Kim's Convenience. And then that was the show that sort of like catapulted me into the limelight. And then with it dropping on Netflix and then Netflix US, and then when the pandemic hit and everybody was trapped and no one wanted to go outside and life was horrible, people discovered Kim's Convenience, and then that just really, and then Star Wars just took it to another level. Like that propelled me to the stratosphere. Right. So
awesome. Yeah. I mean, I had heard of Kim's Convenience, but we never watched it. And then one day we just popped it on, and it's just like, it's one of those shows where you're like, oh, I just watched 3 seasons of this show.
Yeah, it's like, it's hilarious, but you have a personal connection to it. And I think during that time of the pandemic, like, to have a family story like that told, it was really something that I gravitated towards. I think other people definitely really appreciated that.
Yeah. I was surprised there's no Kim's Convenience Funko Pops. It feels like it would be ripe for that.
I don't get it either, to be honest. But it's whoever owns the intellectual property rights for it right now, and I don't know where that lies right now. But I know the executive producer who ran the show, he's very old school, right? And so it was very much like, no, there's a certain way of doing things, and I don't think that kind of marketing really appealed to him, or he didn't see any future in it. So it's like, no.
And I'm just asking a million questions, but these are the things I think about at night. The real store front where that was shot, or the exterior, are they taking advantage of it, or do they have a ton of Kim's Convenience merchandise that can you go in there and buy T-shirts and bumper stickers?
So we shot, the interiors were all studio, obviously. The exterior, there is a store in Toronto on Queen and Seton, called Kim's Convenience. It used to be called Mimi's Variety, and they rebranded it for the show. And it was only supposed to be Kim's Convenience for like a few months.
Right.
And then the show hit, and they were like, okay, we're keeping it.
we're keeping this. Yeah.
The owners were a Korean couple who worked at the store and lived above it. And they're wonderful people, and they're still running the store. But they have swag from the show, T-shirts, bags. They have signed pictures of all of us up there. It actually is like a tourist destination where people need to visit it. It's like Tom's Diner for Seinfeld.
Right.
So people come. They used to have like a guest book where you could sign from all over the world. You had people coming in and take pictures in front of the iconic store.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I'll drop in there every once in a while, and I'll sign a bunch of bags for them so they can, give them out.
If somebody walks in while you're in there, that must be a very mind-blowing experience.
Oh, it happened.
Yeah.
What? Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So this was when Paul took me and the twins and Fiona and like Brandon, Steve, all of us, because we were all in town. And he's like, let's go to let's go to the store. So we go to the store. We get the tour. We get introduced to the owners, all that stuff. And so we're like, well, let's take photos because we're all here. So we're all taking our photos with Paul and just ourselves, whatever, we're here. And this SUV drives up. And they're like, oh, can you guys get out of the way so we can get a photo of the store?
Oh, yeah.
And then Paul reacts and goes, really? Even me? And the whole, it was like the vehicle jumped in the air. These women bolt out of the vehicle.
Oh my God. It's out of a move. The car was going 40 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's so cool.
can we get a photo? Like it was quite something. Like, what are the chances of catching that on that day and all of us there? Right? Like, it was so cool.
Yeah, serendipitous for everyone.
That's awesome. Yeah, like I feel like if I ever run into Ben Affleck, like if he's with Matt Damon, I'd be like, whoa!
Right.
Oh my god!
Can you believe it?
Yeah.
We're here both of them.
Yeah.
Together.
They would react very differently, I am sure.
No, I think they're great. I read Ben Affleck's whole interview in GQ today. Ali's my favorite.
Yeah.
Not joking.
Yeah.
I love
Craig,
Ben Affleck.
oh my God, it's Ben Affleck. Ben's just like puts his cigarette down. Come on in. Let's get a photo.
Now I'm like trying to take a picture of I don't know, the Bat Cave. And I'm like, can you move? And he's like, even me? Batman?
So
Abby, that laugh, that was a real
That was a real one you
that was
got
a
out of
real
me.
one.
Yep.
All right, let's go to sad comments so we get everybody out of here. Ryan and Jacob. Boy,
Yeah.
who wants to how many do you have, Ryan?
There are a bunch of short ones, so I can shoot them all out at once. That's what she said.
Knew it was coming. All right, well, we'll start off with a rare birthday treat from Ryan Dole. Sad comments.
All right.
This is great. Hold on one second. Let me. It's mainly about me. It's my face is hidden. This is horrible.
Well, then remove that.
Okay,
There you go.
all right. So Ryan, while I get the music set up, if people don't know, Abby, for those who don't know, tell them what sad comments are.
Sad comments, that's a segment that we do and have done for a while on the show where we amplify the voices of the folks that are out there in the comments that are upset about toys. And, if people aren't really hearing that, we kind of give them a spot to amplify it. Like I said, it's a voice
really
for the voiceless. Yeah.
We should get Cub Scouts badges for this.
That's a good idea.
I think we're helping the community.
Did you get your sad comment badge? Okay. All right.
Go out and find 3 sad comments to get it.
Yeah, we have to make Jacob a pilot jacket that says sad comments in Arabic.
Oh yeah, Jacob's like, yeah, this is my patch. This is like
These
my,
tears. These
yeah.
tears represent
the toy community.
The patch should be the shape of a tear.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Yes.
There it is.
I love that.
Right.
All right, where's
We
this
got
first one from, Ryan?
Well, these are all varied. It was really hard to find sad comments, but I found some. This is on the Carson Teva reveal.
Wow.
Here we go.
Is this a roast?
Yeah, oh, dude. Some of these are like, they're so lame. And I'm just like, oh, I have to read this because this is
All right, here we go.
All right. Too late. Should have had this out during the fucking show. Carson Teva can be reworked for Dave Filoni and Jack Porkins.
Oh,
Jesus.
Egg warmers for sure. Maybe Ventress. But if she wasn't, I'd suspect Flippers being the main customer. TVC fans will see all of this that they're getting. And still, they're being forgotten about by Hasbro in lieu of Black Series.
Wow.
I like that. Those are good ones.
Nice, yes.
Too late. I love that one.
Very
Too
sad.
late. As if there's like a time frame.
Yeah.
Everybody knows it's too late.
Season 3 has been over. So I guess.
Well,
Why do we need
we can't put our good friend here on the spot, but there are more Star Wars shows and movies coming to the world. So I bet we see Carson Teva again at some point. I would venturous to guess that. See what I did there?
Yeah.
A second legitimate laugh from Abigail. Oh my God.
Good.
Jeez.
Get
Hey,
lucky,
everyone,
huh?
props to Craig. He's going to bed early tonight.
I didn't mean it that way. I didn't mean I'm getting lucky tonight. I meant my version of getting lucky is Abby legitimately
Laughing at you.
my joke.
Yeah.
Let's just say things went pretty good for me last night. All right, Jacob.
Well, none of my comments are on the Carson Teva figure. I thought that would have been rude.
What do you mean?
Well, the one and probably only time Steve Evans joined us, we did like 3 TVC sad comments.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that was my bad. First one is from NECA, and it's on the Holothon figures.
Oh, we'll talk about it next week. You see, there's some NECA stuff going on today. Okay,
Yeah.
NECA Holothon. Here we go. Sad comments coming at you. Are they though? There we go.
All right. Just perfect. The one figure I wanted other than the Terrifier figures is the Michael Myers. And now I gotta worry about Target selling too many of them and me not getting mine. Perfect. Thank you, NECA.
One of my favorite things on sad comments, the one Ryan read earlier, is when they do a little. They're like, "These will all be peg warmers, definitely, maybe." And they're like, "What? Which one is it?" All right, what's this next one, Jake?
The next one is an Ecto Glow comment on the Hasbro Ecto Glows. Thanks, Hasbro. This is what we want. But also, thanks for slapping the fans in the face by making these an SDCC exclusive. Once again, the coolest RGB figures are impossible for regular fans to buy.
You're welcome.
Total slap in the face.
I felt that slap. Yeah.
In the face.
Total slap in the face. Oh my gosh! All right, what do we got?
Forgot how easy it is now to attain Comic-Con.
It's not hard to get a comic. They're
Yeah.
on Pulse. They're on eBay for like the retail price. They end up at Ollie's.
Mhm.
Speaking of Ghostbusters toys,
Dude, the Plasma Series ones are at Ollie's.
yeah, people are picking them up at Ollie's right now.
$50 for a really good Neutrona wand.
I'm gonna go buy one.
Jeez.
Take that, prop builders.
Hasbro, not has been. That's what I always say.
All right, I got one more. It is from NECA, and it is from the re-release, the 5-pack that they announced today. The movie Turtles with the glow, or not the glow in the dark, but the
Spirit of
Force,
Splinter.
the Force Ghost Splinter. Yeah.
So for context, there's going to be a new NECA store exclusive 5-pack, the 4 1990 Turtles with the Spirit of Splinter, which was originally a Loot Crate exclusive and has been, that's a $300 or $400 figure until today.
Not anymore.
So
now it's a $180 figure.
And you get 4 other ones. All right, here we go.
Absolutely great for those who missed out on the Splinter, I suppose. Yay! However, this kind of sends a message relatively solidified. And it begs the question, what exactly is truly limited or collectible from NECA? Why should I or anyone knee-jerk to get something when it will be reissued somehow later in some way, despite flying the large clear flag that it's only exclusive to X method? It's super deafening. There's such an inconsistent message.
There you go.
All
Dude's
right.
having a rough go.
Yeah.
Whew. Listen,
Hey,
Splitter action figure.
there was a lot of comments like that.
People are mad, but also who cares?
There was also a lot of really happy people.
Yeah,
Of
because
course.
because people treat NECA action figures as if they're like Picassos or Mickey Mantle rookie cards. Like these are mass-produced toys. They should just be available for everybody. Nobody should be collecting. Sorry, I'm about to get on a high horse. I'm going to do it.
Oh, it's an anti-gatekeeping high horse, so do it.
I just don't think anybody should be buying modern toys with the thought of this is rare and exclusive.
Yeah.
And by owning it, that means nobody else will get to own it. And if they get the chance, then I have somehow been offended. Like,
Just buy it because you want it.
buy it because you want it, because you enjoy it. It supports a company you like or supports a property
The habit
you
of
like.
collecting is good. Yeah.
Yes, the habit
But
of
also, I
collecting.
like it when things are rare and exclusive and people get mad.
Of course, that's so fun.
Part of it.
I love
If the
chaos.
guy answered his own question, he goes, "What's the
Yeah.
point of having a knee-jerk reaction to buy something immediately if it's just going to get re-released later?" It's like there isn't one.
Hey,
There
also,
isn't one ever.
but also, like, how long ago was that Splinter came out?
6
It
years
was
ago. 5
years ago.
Long time.
So,
Yeah.
like, you're telling me that if you were collecting Ninja Turtle figures 6 years ago and they came out with that and they were like, "Hey, just to let you know, this is going to be re-released in 6 years. You're not buying it now. Like, you're gonna
Yeah.
buy it. You're not gonna wait 6 years and get the re-release. Just buy it."
Mm-hmm.
There, we've said it all.
But
There it is. We have solved the world
We
problem.
solved it. If only they would listen,
week.
Ryan.
Yeah.
Paul, were you going to say something?
yeah, no, it's one of those things where it's like, so you're mad that it's available again?
Yeah.
That's what it
Even though
boils
you
down
already
to. It's like,
own it.
That's what it is.
yeah, I already own
Yeah.
this. How dare, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like it's that whole idea of, well, it must be nice to have the time to worry about shit like this
Yeah.
or to get mad
Oh.
about that,
There's
You're
so
gonna
much-
let other people get this too?
right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Right.
Are you saying I'm not special enough?
Oh, don't you know that like 99% of the world's problems revolve around that thing you just said, which is people's need to like feel special and be important? Like,
Yep.
it's a big world. None of us are more important than the other. Well, the 5 of us are, but everybody else is.
Hey, if it makes you 4 feel better,
Yeah.
you're all very special to me.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nice.
well, why aren't you wearing a
Thanks,
t-shirt with my face on it?
Because I'm wearing a beard in your honor. Carl.
Thank you. Paul, this was fun. Thank you so much for stopping by again. Congrats.
Mhm.
I guess we didn't say when is the figure going up for pre-order this week?
Tomorrow.
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 It will, yeah.
Oh,
it's gonna go
hey,
up.
Paul, how many are you getting? Do you know?
At this point, no.
No,
I'm not sure. A bunch. I think it's
Yeah,
safe to say a bunch.
I have decided I'm getting 4.
Okay.
So I want one that's a clean card, one that I'm going to force Paul to sign, one that I am going to open, and a 4th one that I also might get force Paul to sign. I might pull a Gary, not Geek Dad Life Gary. This is our own personal friend Gary. He doesn't watch the show, so I can say it. I don't care.
We'll never hear.
And I'm going to force him to sign one probably for my parents.
Oh,
Well,
That's nice.
that's so nice.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what I'm going to do.
All right, there we go.
Suck it, Trebek.
I'm
Also-
definitely.
If you don't sign mine, Big Dong, I'll be so mad.
yes.
Oh. Well, this was fun. I thought this is like a really fun way to kick off what's going to be a fun week in toys. We've got Toylanta this week, PowerCon. There's going to be a lot of toy talk going between that, WonderCon, and then we've got Star Wars Celebration right around the corner. So a lot of good Star Wars talk tonight. And man, just a really fun evening. So thank you everybody for being here.
Mhm.
Appreciate that. Tune in next week for more Toy Anxiety. And Paul, do you want to plug your channel so everybody knows where to go follow and watch your streams?
Yeah, for sure. Thanks so much, Craig. First of all, it's always so much fun to be on here and chat with all of you. We don't do it often enough, and so when we do, it's super special. Thanks so much for having me on as a guest. I do have a YouTube channel of my own. It's called Bitter Asian Dude Inc. The main show is on Sunday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, which is 5 p.m. Pacific. Fun Boxing Sundays, where I open up a geeky collectible. I do a half-ass review, and we mostly just chat and drink. There's a drinking game. Anyways, so you can find me there on there, and you can also find me on Instagram at Angry Appa, where there's a lot of content going on there. So yeah, that's
Nice. All right, everybody. Well, until next time, Abigail Gardner, Jacob Walsh, Ryan Dole, Paul, thank you so much for being here. And we will be back next week. And I think next week, hopefully more Star Wars Celebration exclusives will be revealed. We can talk about them. I know Hot Toys had like a 25 slot list, but all I've seen is Galen Urso so far. So I don't know what's going on.
No, you got to remember, Hot Toys in Japan is different than here.
Okay.
Yeah,
So Hot Toys in Japan is a lot like Mondo or Funko in the sense that like they have different.
It's like a lot of
They do-
other stuff.
Yeah.
Right. That's why you got the plushes in there and those cute
Mhm.
little
Well,
ones with the balloons and
Yeah, I was about to say they unveiled some like some cute. You sent them over to me, Ryan.
yeah.
Cute stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm buying an Ewok. I'll tell you that much. I don't know what's good. I don't know what
Ooh.
kind, but I'm
I'll buy
down.
a Ewok.
Dude.
I'm gonna buy
Wicked-
I'm gonna buy a Jawa for sure.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm gonna buy a Sandcrawler.
I like Jawas.
I'm gonna actually
Let's buy sand crawlers.
let's buy life-size Sandcrawlers and drive them through the streets of Japan and see what happens.
Oh, those little narrow
Don't do that.
streets.
We won't do that. Okay. Okay. All right, everybody. Have a good night. Putting on the music now.
Yeah,
And,
go buy a toy. They're for
Turning up the
everyone.
music. Oh, and I
Alright.
think Quip is going to join us next week. And I also
Oh, yeah.
think Blake is going to join us from Toy Collector Magazine with a cover
Hell
reveal.
yeah. Whoa.
Holy moly.
Cool.
Big
Very
show.
cool.
Talking some birds with Blake.
Talking birds with Blake. All right, bye, everybody.
Bye.
There we go. Look at that graphic. It's beautiful.
Wow.
All right.
Big dong.